The true crime community, particularly on the tubes, it's a beast. It's a beast that a lot of people, if they haven't been around it for any length of time, if they've never been around it, they don't understand it. They understand it not at all. And, buyer beware is what I'll say. Buyer beware, because the spotlight, the curiosity of millions of people, they move like a flock of birds, like a school of fish. You don't really even see the first one that turns, but they twist, gimble and gyre and dart with extraordinarily fascinating and portentously terrifying fleetness and unpredictability. And wherever that little bird is, or the little fish is, the individual that makes the turn, a bat even, a tadpole in a pond. Once that first little fishy or bird or tadpole or bat darts, the whole school is swirling and moving as one in that new direction, and then another, and then another. Are they moving to avoid? Are they moving toward? What is the essence of the group? What is the very nature of the group in relationship to each other in the group, in relationship to what they are contained within? I know there's a better way to say it. I'm just waking up, so I can't think of all of the language that I want to use and the vocabulary. But when it comes to true crime, particularly the tubes, the interwebs, buyer beware. Never be naive. Never think you're always going to be in charge of the narrative. Never think you're going to be on a constant trajectory. Even if you're the one that's darting, flitting, diving, ascending, even if that dance you're doing is graceful, fluid, fascinating, inspired, you're not always going to be the one that's leading. Sometimes you're going to be the prey, and it just pays to be aware of that. That's all, no matter who you are, no matter what campaign you're on. Oh, and there's my cat wanting food. Yes, darling? Come in here. So, be aware that the YouTubes, it's It's a land. It's like you go through to Narnia and you think you're in the real world and you think you're dealing all the time with real world problems and real people, and to an extent you are, but you're also dealing with fanatics, you're dealing with fantasists, you're dealing with sleuths, high up on the list. You're dealing with people that have intense and a nearly bottomless or endless curiosity. People talk about keyboard warriors, and you know, this is a slightly derogatory term. Not all keyboard warriors are trolls or any other negative descriptor you want to use. But they're insatiable. They're people that look insatiably at every angle. And I was just thinking about this morning. I mean, I was thinking about a lot of things and a lot of people and a lot of stuff's going on, and what I want my own role to be on YouTube, you know, what I want my own role to be, and what I'm getting out of it, which is not much, and how do I want to continue? Because I started off, I do have a goal, and there will be another channel that I'm starting, but true crime, I mean, it's an absolute passion, and I just do what I do, which is just get on and discuss how I see things. But there's people out there, and you know, and I do research. I find documents, I research people, I call people, sometimes not making a good job of that, but I email around the world, I phone around the world, just to quiet something within me. When I have a question I really need to know, I look up legislation, I look up all sorts of things, and there are people that are so skilled, much more than I am, doing background checks. They will find out every single thing about somebody. And I was thinking this because I thought, I don't really think it's kosher the way that, look, let's not forget, just for example, with Suzanne Morphew, who is missing from Colorado. She's a 49-year-old woman who has not been seen. She lives in Maysville, Colorado, and went missing in May. Okay, so many of you know about this. And her family, some of her family, set up a GoFundMe, and it's got nearly $33,000 of donations as a fund to find Suzanne Morphew. And this is managed, I think, by her daughter. Now, some of that might have been used, some of that money might have been used in an initial search, because there were a lot of searches going out, combing all sorts of areas, going into towns. There were a lot of, as they say, just feet on the ground, boots on the ground. Whether or not those funds, I mean, you know, those funds are still available or how much, but you can find that when you search Suzanne Mormon, who is I don't want to say star here, but let's not forget, she's the focus here. This is the woman that is the focus. You search her name and up she pops, okay? But now you have to search for Andy Mormon if you want to find this other GoFundMe. And rather just adding to this, rather than supporting the niece the nieces that they say that they want to hear from, you now have to go and find this other GoFundMe, not under Suzanne Morphew's name, but under Andy Morphew. Okay, so he's heading the charge. He's, he's the big boots here. And people are donating to this fund. Why is this not being promoted? Why is the original fund just not being used and promoted? It's known about, people respond to it, and what's been noticed is this action, and probably others. This has been picked up by the true crime, we could say tube crime. That's where obviously someone got their name, so I don't mean to say that at all. I mean, the YouTube true crime community, Facebook groups, Reddit, web sleuths. This has been picked up, and now this is a flock. Because now that there's so much pinpoint focus on Andy rather than Suzanne Morphew, I mean, this concerns me, that where are people looking? What are people investigating? Because we need to keep investigating the missing person case of Suzanne Morphew, and of course that means looking everywhere. So, okay, well, Andy Mormon comes in under everywhere. So, pinpoint focus, laser beam focus, the flock turns. I'm just saying, look, buyer beware, because people notice things, and I know that you can say, oh, this is such a great thing. And, people that want to jump on that bandwagon are saying, head on over there, don't go to this one, go over here. But isn't this queer? This is what's queer to me, is that, this is a family that are begging these girls to contact them, and this is how they're acting, and I just really don't like it. And do you know what? Screw this case. I've been wondering what to do about this, because I've got something that has been playing on my mind about this case, and nothing that I've spoken about or typed about to anyone. I'm in contact with people around the world, you just get in touch with the YouTube community, creators, etc. But really, because now I'm getting a lot of negativity back, and it's not that I'm not tough or don't expect to be answerable for what I say. It's not that, but there's attention that I don't want as well, because I am, because of my own sensitivities, because of how I have to guard my own mental health. I'm thinking, do I just drop my interest in this case? My interest in Suzanne and her fate? My interest in what I call the Morphew-Maysville mystery? I would like to think that I would be able to speak my mind on this and speak to people about how I feel and what I think. And I mean, there are millions of people with different theories. There's probably a million theories. But, it seems that we're being told to have a single one, a single theory. That's wrong. I'm not saying that it is not going to turn out to be wrong. Of course, there is that possibility, there is that percentage, but I feel like people are really missing something that is so, I don't know what's wrong with me, because it seems very obvious. So I just want to say buyer beware, because, if you know the tubes, It's like be afraid, be very afraid, or have so much integrity that you're untouchable. Because reputations are bought and sold, dealt and discarded overnight on YouTube. And failures occur all the time. Downfalls occur all the time. If you think you're always going to be exalted, it's wrong. If you think you're always going to be despised, it's wrong. I mean, really, I encourage anyone to just be themselves, be as authentic as possible, be as authentic about who you are as you possibly can and your motives. This is the true crime community after all, and motive is something that we all search for. Nearly unnervingly so, relentlessly so. And because we can come up with so many different motives, because we're so many different people, we're looking at everything eventually. And I've just seen the tide turning, and that would be a shame if finding Suzanne is actually affected negatively. Anyway, that's what we want to happen. We want Suzanne home, and yeah, I'm just feel the devastation of the people who deeply love her, and yeah. Anyway, that's my soliloquy for the day, isn't it? I seem to be making a lot of these speeches. So I'm going to turn now toward what my passion is in life, what I'm wanting to do in life, which is to set up my TSM community. If you don't know what that is, well, you can do some sleuthing, can't you? And yeah, I'll see you all on the flip side.